Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So Ryan, I know you've been getting slack about this fight, and obviously this fight is the next fight in your career. But Javier Fortuna is a former world champion, two-time world champion, and a hungry fighter, is a very dangerous fighter, as you know. Now, if you were to be victorious, July 16th, does this set you up for a fight with Tank Davis? As obviously we've seen Oscar De La Hoya put out on social media, he has the money and would like to put that fight out. And or would this set you up for possibly the winner of Haney versus Kambosos?
I think it's quite obvious where we're headed towards. I mean, I've spoken about it so many times. Obviously, once I get past Fortuna, I would definitely I'm going to be campaigning for that fight with Gervonta Davis, and like I've said as well in the past, down to really be transparent about the negotiations, the whole process through, to really prove to the people that I really want this fight, and in no way would I not actually want this fight, that it's not a front. So, or however I could be transparent legally as much as I can to show that I'm definitely willing to make the fight happen, I'm willing to do that. And yeah, I want to fight Gervonta Davis next after I beat Fortuna.
So choosing to have this transparency at this point in your career, Ryan, is it a maturity thing? Why do you think this is the path you need to forge? Would you have done your career differently, knowing what you know now, taking the social media route and being a public figure, but still reserved?
I think I'm all about the truth, and you know the way the media has always, and not even the media, just the way these managers and people just try to spin off on me, because it's so easy to look at me and say that I'm ducking. You know, we're not, because of all the things I've said, but it's really been set up by traps and illusions by these promoters and these managers to make it seem like I ducked out of the fight in some way, when the facts are just that I never ducked the fight, and I just always try to make it happen. So now I just try to find ways to really exploit the truth, and just try to really, clear the smog or clear the fog in the way of the truth. And this is the way I feel like I could do it, is really be as transparent as I could be at every step of the way, just as I was with the Cruz negotiations. And it came to show that they didn't want to fight, and I wasn't the one ducking, regardless of people trying to always fit the narrative that I'm not trying to fight, when that's really not the case.
Well, Ryan, you are no stranger to social media, as we all know it. And obviously you've seen it in the news that Jake Paul is supposed to be fighting the real boxer, as they are all saying, Tommy Fury. Now, but now we just saw that if you were to fight Tank Davis, hypothetically, after you're victorious, there was something out in social media. Don't know if this is true or not. Maybe Oscar can clarify if he's even seen it, that there was an offer on Floyd's undercard if he were to fight Conor McGregor. Would that even be an interest to you?
I think it's fun to think, because that would be like the biggest fight, the biggest fight in history, having Conor McGregor Mayweather rematch plus myself and Gervonta as the co-main event. That to me is interesting. But is there any truth to that? Not that I heard of. I mean, you would have to ask Oscar.
Mm-hmm. Oscar, real fast, can you say yes or no on that?
Mm-hmm. Oscar's off the line.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll ask him another time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I like what you're saying, continuing this theme of truth and being transparent and honest. When you say that, other than Aesop Cruz, who you just mentioned, who do you think is not being truthful out there when it comes to negotiating with you, trying to do fights outside of Aesop Cruz?
I think that was pretty much the only one at that point in particular, because it started with the Manny Pacquiao situation with Sean Gibbons. He definitely blew that whole thing up. He was posting about it. He had the contract supposedly there for me. So anybody with a logical mind would want to fight Manny Pacquiao over Gervonta Davis. And honestly, he screwed that fight up for me. And that's just the bottom line truth. That's the bedrock truth. So I don't really care what anybody else says. He made it seem like he had that on lock. He had me on FaceTime with Manny Pacquiao. I mean, well, I don't know what would be their intention to trick me, but that cost me a fight with Gervonta last year after Luke Campbell. But it is what it is. Now I could just reflect and learn from that mistake, and just don't be so gullible in people and just focus on if they could really make it happen or if they can't.
Right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.